What's good, family? Wanted to do something short, real quick. The reason why the physical world, the material world, age, sex, sexual orientation, color, the reason these things cannot matter. For some people, they do. For some people, it's very important to them. For a lot of us, it paints a lot of our identity. But in the larger part of the world, we allow our gender, our race, our creed to put us in these boxes, to put us in these ideological categorizations that really limits our potential, that really limits our success or our failure, our concept of success or failure. Something cannot be working very well. And because it's not working very well, it stays inside the culture. Something can be working great, but working amongst so few people, it never spreads amongst the culture. This is why we have globalization. This is the reason why we have trade. This is the reason why we have immigration and have all these cultures melting and mixing together inside these major cities and even small towns. Because one group of people, just like one person, cannot know everything. The idea that no group is contributing, the idea that no group has value, the idea that one group has more value than the other, these things are all vanity and vexation. Every group, every social category that has some sense of power in whatever sense, be it the seeming sex appeal that black men have, the work ethic of Latinos, you know, um, I really don't want to get into like any of this racist shit, like the point of this is to escape that mentality, because then you just get drawn into it. You meet somebody and you're already trying to paint a picture of who they are. You meet someone from a different culture that you may not understand. You call a man Chinese and he's Korean and he gets very, very, very offended that you called him Chinese. This stuff can't matter because you more than likely wouldn't know anyway. The same with someone's sexual orientation. No one needs to know that you're gay. No one needs to know that you're straight because the majority of relationships that we have need to be non sexual, need to be non romantic. I'm not saying that you can't find romance in the workplace, you can't find romance in class, you can't find romance in church or anywhere. But the concept of romance that we have is so unhealthy, so materialistic, so hypersexualized. You never even really get to know people. You have couples that are married for 20 years, 30 years, claiming that they don't know their partner. They get divorced. They claim that they've never had a conversation. How did they get married to begin with? It's because in the moment, you're overwhelmed with passion, with love, with sexual attraction. And if you can't let that go, you have a baby, you just brought a life into this world that's going to be alive for as long as it takes, and you're responsible for it the whole time. You have to be very careful. I'm not saying not to respect these things, not to cherish these things, but instead of looking for differences, instead of looking for how every group is different this way or better this way, or how about what we can learn from each other? How about we take some time and look at Alternative History Hub or some of these other resources to learn each other's history. Let's learn a few words of each other's language so we can at least greet each other or have some kind of warm welcoming, some kind of warm goodbye when you're around each other. Maybe we'll stumble through getting to know each other. We'll stumble through truly identifying and having a sense of understanding for the other person or a sense of empathy. We may even struggle with things like love and respect, but let's at least work towards bridging some type of gap within these things. There's going to be conflict, there's going to be collusion, there's going to be disagreements, and sadly, amongst some of us, there's going to be bloodshed. But for the majority of us, We don't need to indulge in any of this nonsense. We don't need to be blinded by any sense of skin color, any sense of materialism. Merit, character, good energy, and a good reputation, these things carry weight for a reason. These are the people that we need to admire. Let's admire the people that are uplifting our generations, the people that are educating and teaching, the people that are achieving and giving back and helping others achieve, those building a pathway, those working together. Let's just appreciate the people trying to be great parents, trying to be good mothers, good sons, good daughters, just trying to be like a good grandma or good aunt. Let's just appreciate the fact that people are on this planet for the first time ever. This is their first life ever, and they're honestly doing the best they can. They might be able to give more in a few years. They might be able to give even more if you help them out, if you teach them something. You can't throw money at a problem and expect to fix it. You have to educate somebody. You have to give some wisdom. You have to give someone experience. You cannot just use the physical world to get by. There are other things and other forces on this planet. We're not going to get into that right now. I love you guys very deeply. I really just want what's best for you. I get very critical. I get very antsy given the rather fragile situation that we're in upon the planet. But quite honestly, the majority of these problems that we face can be fixed. The majority of these problems that we face can be solved. And the majority of these problems really are not even that bad. But you've been told that they're so hard to fix. You've been told that they take so much effort. You've been told that they're so impossible and so out of reach. And the honest reality is, it's really not that bad. It's not that hard. And this is probably the greatest time to be alive that has ever existed. I love you guys.